Makoto. Listen. However...
Oh, I'm on fire! Yes! My beautiful scissors! Well now, thrills, chills, kill!
That's fine.
Unbelievable. Today, I'm...
Stop talking.
You guy...
In the name of my...
Hey. However... So...
Yahoo! Thrills, chip...
I'm sweating.
Since this will be the final class trial, So listen, if you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school...
Huh?
You guys what? Then and of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super...
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
And that's final? No.
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh?
Is the mastermind? Don't bother. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? I'm right, aren't I? You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of it. I have evidence of my own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence? You guys have all been working together, haven't you?
I have evidence.
Hey, you're all out to get me. I have evidence.
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of...
No, it's wrong. It's not just you three. I have...
What?
The evidence you're all referring to...
Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, with the picture you have, I'm in it. But that can't be right. 'Cause in... See? I'm the only one not in it.
Hero, you have a picture...
Okay, but...
So the secret in these pics...
Secret or whatever, I don't care!
But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to...
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us... The mastermind laid a trap. To make us each... Huh? I laid a trap? A trap? How rude! I got it! In each case, the only one not in... So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hero got, he's the only one missing.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you...
In other words...
When we each saw our picture...
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
Listen, can I see... It's not directly connected to what...
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't...
Can you just forget about the photo? Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo?
And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were...
So, no.
What are you talking about?
Yeah! I don't... So it's gotta be a fake!
But you know,
Huh?
don't get me wrong. I don't remember taking... Is that really enough to be... What do you...
let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
Oh, I get it. So we all pass Ev. You...
Yeah! We all lost our memory?
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
So the idea that we all lost our memories...
Is totally stupid. Obviously. You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
So the idea that we all lost our memories...
Is totally stupid. Obviously. You're saying we all... Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi...
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
No, it's wrong. Those photos aren't the only thing this DVD...
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
No, it's not... It's a video of all of us being interviewed by...
When you say,
I mean all of us.
you lie!
No, it's not a lie. The headmaster did, in fact.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember...
It's not about whether or not you expect me to believe all this?
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice.
How can you say that?
To be honest, I have something else.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being... What were the interviews about?
The headmaster sat each of us down. He asked us if we could accept the idea.
What kind of... What?
And?
We'd say no.
Actually, we all said we... Even me. I heard myself say yes.
Why?
I don't know.
The same goes for everyone else. You don't remember choosing to live here forever. Or even talking to the headmaster.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to... That's just insane!
Insane or not, we can't move...
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What?
I know it sounds absurd.
Indeed. We only have...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at this...
This is all...
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory. You stole those specific memories from us.
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia. How could someone just...
How? Come. Now, if I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skull, would you really believe anything I said?
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to... The interview with the headmaster... There must have been a purpose to it all.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original
You mean the motive you came up...
That has something to do with the...
But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do...
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, Is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly! You're just making stuff up! There's no way the mastermind is here! The mastermind is probably a million miles away! Because masterminds always lurk off in the background, right?
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly! You're just making stuff up! There's no way the mastermind is here! The mastermind is probably a...
No, it's wrong! There's no question that the mastermind is some...
How do you know? Did you
Found a panel that can... The mastermind must have been using that to control it, so there can't be any doubt.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the...
What?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier. So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume...
How'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here. It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
Well, it's not. I blame Makoto. What? What? Cuz! It's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it. The only way he could have survived is if he...
Aw, nuts!
Wait! What are you
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this...
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about?
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one. We haven't fully established what
Huh? But
No, that isn't actually what killed her. Wouldn't you agree,
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did... It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at... So they can't possibly be what killed...
Consider this. What if the murder itself...
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, if that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many...
That doesn't make because she had all the...
Huh? How do you know?
Isn't it obvious? She was the...
You're wrong.
She didn't... I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny... Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
You didn't deny me this time, Z-Wimsy. You made me go all cutesy.
Don't worry. There wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
You didn't deny that!
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was... She must have been so... Obviously, she got all...
Are you finished?
You didn't deny that!
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was... She must have been so... Obviously, she got all those wounds in battle!
Are you finished?
You didn't deny that!
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was... She must have been so... When you think... Obviously, she got all those wounds in battle!
Are you finished?
You didn't deny that!
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was... She must have been so... Obviously, she got all those wounds in battle!
Are you finished?
You didn't deny that!
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was... She must have been so... Obviously, she got all those...
No, what's wrong? No, Mukuro didn't suffer those. The file we found in the headmaster, despite the time she spent in battle when she entered this school.
To be denied so completely. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming, in which case, they could be the...
As a matter of fact, it's when examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wound...
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think with the wounds Mukuro sustained all over...
But if that's what killed, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows?
That's exactly what... When we found her body in the garden, she'd...
So then, what about the little matter of what happened? Makoto, you said you were If Mukuro had already been dead for... So who was it?
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true master. When we discovered Mukuro in the... I naturally assumed she must have been the one who... But I was wrong. It wasn't her at all.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient. Let's start off with your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro. You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right... Or could it be the hips? You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot. Or perhaps the left foot. Or could it be the hips?
You never saw it, so you can't have. I'm telling you now,
It was Mukuro.
You're wrong. Even without, there is another part of the attacker.
Oh? And what is it, the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot. Or perhaps the left foot.
or could it be the hips?
You never saw their face, so you can't have any idea who... I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro.
No, that's wrong. Mukuro had a tattoo on her right, a representation of Fenrir. But I saw the right hand of the person. And there was no such tattoo. So there's no way.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. But that still doesn't prove it could have been,
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all...
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so...
Oh, okay, sure. But what about Kyoko? Uh-oh, no.
If you insist.
Huh?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt. Your hand! Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking... My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the...
No, not at all.
Then this much has been made clear.
Oh, bye, Eddie. He's not in here. Yeah.
There can be no doubt that the one who attacked my...
On top of my secret being revealed. Sorry. Did I say...
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure. As long as it means pushing me farther into the court. Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances...
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other...
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived.
I promise you, without a doubt.
Then somehow she was killed.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just...
Then, she was being stolen?
To hide a
I got it! Mukuro's body was
Biolab?
That's right. It's the perfect place to hide.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the body.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly... I got it! What makes me so sure the tarp that we found in the garden, when I was checking it over again, I noticed that some text had been...
Oh, it says...
Holy cow!
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems...
This proves that the tarp originally... In fact, there's a whole stack...
So when the killer moved the body to the guard, then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers.
You made everything sound so...
Where's your evidence? Prove that...
There is no evidence. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it.
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic, because the key to uncovering your secret identity...
You talking about
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One...
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child.
Hey, By the way, Makoto, what about
What?
your family? Don't tell me you forgot about that video,
What? Huh?
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family? Are they really as safe as you might have escaped?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! 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 What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! I'm not listening! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
I refuse to give up yet!
Okay, I got this.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
Oh no!
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? Proof! 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 I'm not listening!
This should prove it! The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about...
What are you talking...
Like I said before. And as part of that, that's where everyone who's...
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on...
But I counted up the number of blue, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite.
I got it! 10 of the lights should have been on.
That's simple. Just...
That's right. But according to the lights in the biolab...
You're seeing a dead body?
I got it! The mastermind...
But if they wanted to do that, they would... And yet... But then...
It may very well be. Including Monokuma's executions. There have apparently been... That's the point I'm trying...
I'm completely lost.
I got it! What about it? Officially, but one of the victims may have been murdered.
Murdered and...
If that's the case, there could have been...
Technically,
Could easily have happened. No. It is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can
It was Mukuro, of course, before she was killed as Mukuro
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment...
No, that's crazy talk. She was... Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
All you have to do is look at those
Nothing's gonna be because Kyoko's totally... Is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki? Mando Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Chialu... whatever? Or maybe... Sakura Ogami? No. There's no way anyone was murdered twice!
who is this Was it Junko, Leon, Chihiro, Mando, Kiyotaki, Fumi, Celestial, or maybe...
No. There's no way anyone...
No, that's wrong. Junko, wasn't her fatal injury pretty...
What do you mean?
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of...
And Mukuro died from when you compare that to the...
Similar? Yes. And those are the only fatal and that explains why those two...
So let me see if I... Junko, or someone going by that name, then her body was kept... Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of...
It all matches up, right? Those...
It's really... Wait, yeah.
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, which also means that among the people we thought were...
And that's the true identity?
Who is it?
We already know the answer to that. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was... So... A little silence. The body was... found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the Mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
No, but it's wrong. No. The body we found in the body's appearance and measurement, right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches, everything in her profile.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tech.
Is it that time, finally, that I can pin this on her?
Here's my answer.
Yes! Oh my god!
Junko is still alive.
Are you sure of...
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem... But we saw her get impaled. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw... But you yourself confirmed she...
She was dead.
So...
It must be...
Then you're withdrawing your...
I know you gave it your best.
This case hasn't been You haven't given up.
No! Of course not!
That's all well and good. Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? An opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
What?
Now I understand. That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switch places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusuke.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed...
Which is why the body's height and weight...
I don't know anything about this. That had to be Junko who got...
Yeah, you're saying... Right when she was about to die?
Good point. So maybe the whole...
I got it! The two of them may have switched places. Yes, from the moment we first met, if that's when they then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of... After all, the one we saw...
Hold on! It's actually Mukuro all along?
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us, and we never would have... That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait! But Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand. Junko never had any tattoo.
She could have hidden it with foundation, or if she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But...
Correct. Even if there was no so I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair. In other words, it would be fair to say...
What's wrong?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? Fear is only possible where hope...
And why haven't you been saying...
Because it's a bunch of nonsense.
Then why did you try and protect Junko?
I tried to protect her identity. When did I do that?
I got it! While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of... You made sure I couldn't fit is because you didn't want me to see...
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that...
And if Makoto saw the real, it would have been totally obvious.
That whole power outage thing was just a...
No, another one? I'm gonna fuck up.
What? What do you want? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible! What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
This should prove it. The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover. I noticed it just a little while in all the photos. There.
What?
I got it! Junko's face. The one thing common to every... It's hard to believe her face would just... And on top of that, in this... So in other words, at that point, with all that in mind, there's no... Which is why you had to have pictures, because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures...
I believe everything with Junko and Mukuro.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, is still...
And she's the one behind this whole... She's the true mastermind.
Xanadu, time
With this, the identity and...
No, wait! Don't bother trying. There's no more room for debate. I'll prove everything. Here's exactly what happened. We met the ultimate fashionista, but that wasn't the girl we saw before us was actually, and that girl's name was... But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, Junko Enoshima. Her body was kept in a biolab until Junko decided... Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who proved to be one big thorn. Meanwhile, she wanted... killer is you! Meanwhile... So she put on a mask, and then... After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the... Then she put this. This was all to make us think. The person who she wanted us to believe. Finally, by strapping up, she needed to hide the box. She had to make sure we didn't find out if this is the truth, but the one who carried it all out is... the real Junko Enoshima! That's the whole story behind...
What? Are you...
You can't get out of this.
Come on! It's so...
It's not like you're an endangered species.
Give it up, Junko.
Oh, did you really think the story would end? Wrong!
What? Fuck.
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear. If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world. We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status. In sum, have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
Did you think I was being serious? Sorry, I was just messing with you.
Is this in JoJo pose?
It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play. Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Face!
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
I got it! That's right! It was before I ever... And...
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began...
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same. Because she...
And me. And Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist. Not even if they're twins. I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima!
What the fuck?
And Together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
Whoa! She's a...
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell! I even get fucking bored with myself! But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that...
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if!
Well, I suppose I'd better explain.
What?
For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on... But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such, because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the... leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. So, I decided to play the role of director, and have her join the rest. I could have let her work alongside me, but she... Besides, 15 students, of course. The fact that she was the ultimate soldier, she had what I call the three atrocities. Atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously... It was atrociously clear just how... Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste. And that's... Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lot. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra, unworthy of line. Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away. Which is...
Can't...
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know? If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, things just a bit, and...
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal. Just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must...
So, you figured it out? Well, you're right! There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like you sacrificed your own sister?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope. I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way.
So you just murdered? That's not true at all. We were twins. How could I not be sad? That's why it gets me so excited. Killing my precious sister with my own two hands. That act is filled with so much despair. It's like super, 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 super despair. Super, 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 super despair. It just feels so good.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And my sister, too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that. After all, to be murdered by your own... She must have died feeling such... I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish.
Like, Genocide Jill is...
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak. So I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No, I don't think there's any...
Yeah, Master's way more perfect. Don't you mean that...
What did you just say?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow! You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our...
You've already solved this mystery, right? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memory.
Damn straight! That's Ned!
I can't wait!
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point.
When the pictures were taken, I got it!
No fair! At least give...
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you...
I got it! You're talking about the motives.
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important. It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad. So then, let me ask, did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
Theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with is that...
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those each video showed the total destruction of your most... For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships, and it was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay! Time for the next question! So, what was the theme for the second motive?
I got it! It was...
Yay! Makoto got it right again! Embarrassing And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to...
So, how...
Relax, relax! So, what...
I got it! It was money.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
I got it! In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely.
You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came after. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking?
Relationships? Secreties are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world. In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, and that nourishment is hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech? Weren't we discussing our missing...
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair. You see, by taking away your memory, of course that hope merely existed to be consumed by...
How could taking away someone's memory...
And plus, you haven't given us any...
Is that so? All you've been able to think about, the mere fact that that's what you want, proves...
What are you talking?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings, that is why we took your memories. So that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you...
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that?
What? What?
A most troubling thought, but it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Real?
Then hurry, okie dokie. Like they say, I'd like for you to see the outside world.
Are they gonna make